I trusted my boyfriend with my secret, and he told a room full of strangers. I feel betrayed. I try to keep a few things private because they matter to me, not because they're shameful. I have a mental condition that's well controlled, and I take 2 different medicines every 12 hours. My doctor and I found a combo that works, and in daily life it mostly doesn't change anything. I told my boyfriend about it before we dated because I wanted honesty. I didn't want it broadcast or joked about. He knew I hated people treating me like I was broken or fragile, so I never roared about my mental condition. Not in front of anyone. I trusted my boyfriends with everything. For almost a year, he seemed like a good partner, a little dopey and loud sometimes, but kind enough when it mattered. Then we went to a party with some of his old friends. I didn't drink. I sipped soda and tried to keep a low profile. His friends were loud and kept offering booze, teasing me about being underage, and asking if they should mix me a drink. I was avoiding this due to my medical condition, but of course, no one knows except my boyfriend. I felt awkward and said I was fine. My boyfriend, who'd been drinking, cut in and said, "Oh, she can't drink, it messes with her medication." I froze. I hadn't wanted strangers to know. He'd told his parents before, and I'd been angry, but he'd promised not to tell anyone else. A little while later, my alarm for my medicines went off. He got louder. He yelled, "Hey babe, it's time to take your crazy pills," and then told everyone what my condition was. He laughed while he said it, like it was a joke. The room shifted. I felt exposed and small, like a private thing had been turned into gossip. I wanted to disappear. I could not believe he would do this to me. I had just met some of these people, and now they all knew something personal that was nobody's business. I hate how people treat me after they find out, how they step back as if I'm suddenly a problem. I don't want pity. I don't want awkward distance. I don't want my life reduced to a label. I grabbed his keys and left. He followed, stumbling, asking what was wrong while his friends watched. I didn't answer. I drove us home and sat in silence. He texted and called, apologized over and over, saying he didn't mean to hurt me and that he was drunk and stupid. The apologies were loud but light, like the same tone he used at the party. They didn't match the betrayal I felt. I couldn't unknow how he traded my privacy for a laugh in front of people who didn't need to know. It wasn't just the act. It was the choice to make my health the punchline. At home, he sometimes made a joke and I'd nudge him and we'd move on. It was just among us and I never took it wrong. But this time, this was different. This was public. This was humiliation. I thought about leaving right then, but I also felt shaky and unsure. It's easier to walk away when anger is clear, but part of me remembered the quiet good parts we'd had and wondered if an apology could change him. I asked myself whether this was one huge mistake or a sign of deeper disrespect. I remembered times he'd tried to be funny at my expense to fit in. Even if I forgave him, I can't forget the disrespectful feeling I got in that moment. Now, no matter how hard he tries, he can't switch things back to normal. I feel insulted in front of all those who just know me more now. After the party, I texted that I needed time and space. I went back later to collect my things. He wasn't there when I'd said he would be, and that absence felt like the last line. I packed up and moved back home. He tried to reach me, but I blocked him to stop myself from answering while I was still raw. The silence helped me breathe again. Then a mutual friend who'd been at the party reached out and said she thought he acted like an ass. She said she had similar anxieties and was angry for me. We talked, and she invited me to a movie with a few people she trusted. I went because I wanted normal company, not to rush into anything new. The shy brother of one of those friends was quiet and kind. We chatted about small things and set a calm coffee date to see if there was anything there. Breaking up wasn't a clean victory or a thrill. It felt like closing a door on something with good parts and a real harm. I still miss some easy things about him, and I replay the apology in my head, wondering if I judged too fast or rightly. For now, I know I won't be with someone who makes my health a public joke. I need people who protect my privacy the way I do. I told a few friends so I would not carry the anger alone, and their quiet support helped. I took short walks to clear my head and refused to reply to his texts while I was raw. Packing my things, blocking his number, and saying no to calls felt like taking my life back. A mutual friend messaged and invited me to a low-key movie. I went and met a shy, respectful guy for a minute, and we set a calm coffee date. I am still angry some days, but that anger helps me set boundaries, and it feels like progress.